You know, after XRPL and XRP are over 13 years old, the crypto space is maybe 15 years old. It's all happening now.
Earlier this morning, Ripple announced a $500 million investment from led by Fortress and Citadel, some of the biggest names in finance. If you look at Ripple's behavior, we're actually saying, well, we want to be the bridge between traditional finance and the decentralized finance world. So we're the decentralized finance piece.
Meeting with senators from both sides of the aisle to get that done. I'm optimistic that we've seen enough progress recently to where
They try to shake me out, but I was born ready. Dropping down the price, then I be getting plenty. They want all your bags and they want all of them empty.
We got some more extra bullish news. We're gonna have you feeding for some more XRP, and we'll hear straight from Brad Garlinghouse about the 500 million strategic investment. Ripple Swell Day 2. Also, we'll see market structure by the end of the year. But first, we kick off with the bearable bull. Welcome back to some more Moon O'Clock news. Good glitches. I am the Moon Commander. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. And as always, nothing in this video is financial or investment advice. Please, always do your own research. I'm so entertained. XRP is ready. So it begins. Know what you hold. Watch your guru, Justin. White House says President Trump has officially ended the Biden administration's war on the cryptocurrency industry. What's your thoughts down below?
And so the president is correcting that wrong, and he has officially ended the Biden administration's war on the cryptocurrency industry, and I think that's the message he sent with this pardon.
John Squire, Ripple Payment taps XRP as a global bridge. It's official. XRP is the backbone of Ripple's new global payment network. Real utility, adoption, real change. The internet of value. It's no longer a dream. It's happening now.
But I'll take one for the team. But in this session, we're going to get a first-hand look at the Ripple Payments Network that taps XRP and Ripple USD, that's the Ripple stablecoin, for cross-border transactions around the world. And on stage, we have Aaron Slutterhow, Ripple's SVP of product, the guy that took my job, and Banu Kohli, the founder and CEO of Rails, two of the best product people in the industry. We'll be playing a short video about Ripple Payments, the product, before the session begins. So enjoy.
Everyone knows the problems of moving money around the world today. It's slow and archaic and built for a different time. Ripple started out solving for this. We tackled the opaque, single-direction messaging that was the standard with correspondent banking. We then took it up a level and focused on 24/7, 365 liquidity, speed of settlement by using XRP as a bridge asset in enterprise payment flows.
We realized that to improve the customer experience, we needed to be in the flow of funds. So we acquired over 60 global payments licenses, with more on the way. This dramatically simplified our onboarding process, and it let us abstract the complexity of these new payment flows so our customers never have to be blockchain experts to reap the benefits of our network. Then stablecoins exploded. Global volume jumped from 1.8 trillion to 3.1 trillion in the last year, but there's a problem. Today's financial infrastructure still isn't ready for it.
Ripple has provided digital asset infrastructure to customers for over a decade. We offer an entire payment suite featuring our own enterprise-grade stablecoin, Ripple USD, where customers rely on us for the end-to-end payment journey. With Ripple Payments, you're able to scale your business globally from collections through to payout with a single trusted partner.
Crypto Eddie new rankings. Crypto assets top 10 key highlights. Bitcoin achieves a perfect 100 out of 100 score and ranks as the only AAA rated asset. Ethan XRP tied for second place with a score of 95. Brad Garlinghouse says it best. Ripple's long-term vision is crystal clear. We want the bridge between traditional finance and DeFi.
Ripple has, I think, in a happy way, always focused on a particular segment, and that is really on the infrastructure side. There are temptations that we have had along the way of entering other segments, some interesting consumer applications that I've found interesting. And frankly, look, the exchanges have done well. Coinbase has done well, Kraken's done well, Binance has done well. We have resisted the temptation to kind of move into some of those segments to stay very much in the blockchain infrastructure for businesses, for financial institutions. I will say, there's a whole bunch of things we've done that I'm very excited about, but I think, again, people underappreciate how consequential acquisitions like Hidden Road, which is now Ripple Prime. These guys cleared $3 trillion of transactions last year. And when you think about how, where some in crypto, I think, are looking at, I'm going to buy other crypto companies. if you look at Ripple's behavior, we're actually saying, well, we want to be the bridge between traditional finance and the decentralized finance world. So we're the decentralized finance piece. We're going to acquire things that are traditional finance. Hidden Road was kind of 80% non-crypto related. G Treasury is 100% non-crypto related, processing trillions of dollars of payment transactions. And so the opportunity to bring, over 1,000 corporate treasurer offices, managing hundreds of billions of dollars of, dormant cash, and thinking about how you apply that with stable coins. I think I'm incredibly excited by, where we have found ourselves in that journey. And I think, next year, I will say, I think we'll be much less acquisitive. We've been busy this year on the M&A front. And I think it's kind of like, okay, we got some work to do to integrate and to demonstrate the strategy that we see as I just kind of articulated. And okay, let's weave these pieces together.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ripple Swell 2025, we closed a $500 million strategic investment at a $40 billion valuation led by Fortress Investment Group and Citadel Securities. 95+ billion in total Ripple payment volume, 1 billion plus RUSD stablecoin market cap, 6 strategic acquisitions completed in just over 2 years, 25% of shares repurchased, 3x growth in Ripple Prime business, 75 regulatory licenses globally. This is the momentum building the internet of value. So it begins. Ripple announces $500 million strategic investment. Brad Garland House, the XRP era begins.
Morning to everybody. Great to be here. Day 2 of Swell. Honored to be here with Patrick Witt. Before we get started, well, first of all, I'll say it's fun for me to be the interviewer versus the interviewee. So I just get to sit here and ask questions, which is fun for me.
I'm in the hot seat today.
The hot seat for sure. So before we do that, I just want to take a minute, and this is the 9th Swell, which, the very first one that was in Toronto. We have come so far from, maybe 100 people was in a warehouse in the outskirts of Toronto. But in addition to, acknowledging some of the stuff that Ashish pointed out happened overnight, earlier this morning, Ripple announced a $500 million investment from led by Fortress and Citadel, some of the biggest names in finance. And so, although we're not talking about that today, at least wanted to acknowledge that so that people are aware that we're not just ignoring it. It is nice to take a moment to see kind of how far we've come.
Meanwhile, Justin Ripple Swell Patrick tells Big Brad Garland House that we'll see the market structure by end of the year, combined with the perfect storm of the ETF launching.
Predictions for the industry.
I think as far as the market structure bill goes, we are maintaining, before the end of the year, the president wants that piece of legislation on his desk, so we're continuing to apply pressure, having regular meetings. I spend most of my time on Capitol Hill these days, meeting with senators from both sides of the aisle to get that done. I'm optimistic that we've seen enough progress recently to where the trend line is moving in the right direction, and I think we're going to get a good piece of legislation done and over to the president for signature in short order.
We heard it here. By the end of the year, we're in.
There you go.
Jack the Rippler breaking Bitwise CEO Hunter says that Ripple Swell crypto is arriving to update the financial system. Mass adoption for XRP.
Everyone should be unbelievably excited. After XRPL and XRP are over 13 years old, the crypto space is maybe 15 years old. It's all happening now. This space, for the first time, is going mainstream in 2025. Part of going mainstream means that there are people coming on board, incredible institutions here at Swell who are building services, integrating, but they're mainstream by definition because they're doing other things also. And that means for them, a month is super fast, a quarter is fast. And so I think in the crypto space, the timeframes that people are familiar with are just getting pushed out. And there's a little bit of relearning how to interpret the news flow as a byproduct. But I will unequivocally say we've been around for 7-8 years now. I have never seen it feel as inevitable as it does right now in this year that crypto is arriving to update the financial system and will be a mainstream asset class.
And to top it off, you're going to see those altcoin ETFs come in, especially XRP. The demand is too real right now. Buckle up.
We think there's demand for exposure to a large number of those altcoins. I think that you'll see assets like XRP and other major assets get their ETFs relatively soon. We've seen filings from the SEC, not talking about any specific filing, but we've seen those moving through the system. We're going to wake up in 6 months and investors are going to be able to use high quality, low cost ETFs to access the top 10, maybe top 20 ETFs. And then the next exciting thing beyond that is you're going to start to see ETFs that package those together in diversified exposures. Those index-based ETFs, I actually think could be one of the surprises of the market. I could think they could be, bigger even than the Ethereum ETF. So there is definitely more coming from Bitwise. We've entered the ETF era of crypto, and I think that's a very good thing for investors.
With that being said, I hope you're enjoying the show. Good glitches and a double dosage of extra bullish Moon o'clock news. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in for another one. As always, drop an elbow from the top row on that likey button. Smash that subscribe. Always do your own research. Check the links in the description. So it begins. We'll see you at the tippy top. Later, glitches.
Later, glitches.
Can you take me with you when we blow up? Can you take me with you when we blow up? When we blow